For years, you believed that if you just give people what they want, they'll give you the respect and acceptance you crave. You've tried so hard to be the nicest person in the room, to never rock the boat. But listen carefully, it's not working. The more you please, the less they respect you. How many times have you felt like others are walking all over you? You were taught that being selfless and agreeable would earn you love and respect. Yet you are here, lonely and hurt, wondering why nobody truly sees you. Each time you smile and say it's fine, you fade a little more. You've made yourself invisible behind a mask of niceness. You're terrified of conflict. You think if you ever show anger or disagreement, people will abandon you. So you bury it all. I understand why. You think you have to choose between being honest and being loved. But that is a false choice, and it's destroying you. Society praises the nice person. They told you to be polite, helpful, never demand anything for yourself. And you listened. No one told you the ugly truth. If you don't stand up for yourself, people will quietly step over you without a second thought. So let's call it what it is. You have been lying to yourself. You convinced yourself that enduring disrespect is the price of friendship, that being liked is more important than being true to who you are. But every time you betray yourself to please others, you lose a piece of your soul. You wear a mask every day. You show the world a smiling, agreeable face that hides your real thoughts. This mask is what Carl Jung called the persona, the role you play to fit in, to be liked. And you have played this role for so long, you almost believed it's who you are. But it's not who you are. It's a costume stitched together from other people's expectations. Underneath it, you're suffocating. You've been an actor so long, you forgot it's just a role. The actor has lost himself in the character, and the script owns you now. Your true self is backstage, locked away while the persona plays on stage. The real you, with your opinions, needs, and dreams, has been forced into silence. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you exile your true self further into the shadows. And do you think all those suppressed feelings vanish? No, they accumulate in the dark. Everything you shove behind that mask doesn't disappear. It collects in a hidden chamber of your psyche. Jung called this your shadow. All the parts of you that you deny and push down. Your shadow is made of everything you think you're not allowed to be. Angry, selfish, vulnerable, needy. It's all still you. And the more you insist on being only good and nice, the thicker and heavier your shadow grows with every truth you reject. You can pretend it's not there. You can smile and comply and hope to bury it forever. But a buried truth isn't dead. It's rotting inside you. You sense it as that quiet resentment, that subtle self-loathing every time you put others above yourself. You swallow your anger like poison and call it virtue. But poison is still poison, no matter what name you give it. For a while you manage. You keep the peace. On the surface, you're the friend, the partner, the employee that everyone can count on. But inside, the pressure is building like steam in a sealed teapot. Every unsaid no, every swallowed insult turns up the heat. What happens to a teapot with the lid clamped down tight? Eventually it explodes. Maybe you haven't exploded yet, or maybe you have in small ways, snapping at someone in a moment of stress, or breaking down alone in the dark when it became too much. And after those moments, what did you do? You apologized. You felt ashamed for losing control, for not being the endlessly patient person you pretend to be. You promised yourself you'd try harder, be even nicer, shove that anger back down where no one can see it. But you can unsee it now. That burst of anger was a glimpse of the real you, the you who has had enough. And once you see that truth, even for a second, Something in you refuses to go completely back to sleep. A part of you knows you can't go on like this. So here you stand at a crossroads. One path is familiar. Patch up your mask, numb your truth, and return to your pleasant prison of false smiles. The other path is uncertain, frightening, and real. It means facing everything you've been running from and finally seeing yourself as you are. Of course you're afraid. Letting people see your anger, your pain, your true desires. That's terrifying for someone who has lived for others' approval. Taking off the mask feels like stripping off a layer of your own skin. But hear me, it's the only way to reclaim your life. You fear that if you show the world your darkness, you'll be rejected. But Carl Jung said it clearly. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. In other words, you must confront and accept your shadow if you want to become whole. It's time to do exactly that. Turn inward and face the anger, the fear, the neediness you've locked away. They are not your enemies, they are pieces of you. Pieces that once embraced will make you stronger and more honest than ever before. Think of your anger. It rises up when you're being mistreated. It's trying to protect you. Think of your so-called selfishness. It's the part of you that knows you deserve care too. These feelings you demonize are in fact signals. Listen to them, learn from them, and they will guide you. When you integrate your shadow, it no longer controls you from the dark. It becomes part of your strength. Your anger becomes assertiveness. Your fear becomes wisdom. Your pain becomes compassion. You no longer need to explode, because you finally hear what your heart is saying before it screams. Now imagine taking off that mask and standing in the world as yourself. It's terrifying, yes, but also liberating. You finally speak with your own voice, even if it trembles. You look people in the eye without apologizing for existing. You feel the fresh air on your face, the weight of that false persona lifting off your shoulders. The first time you say no to someone who expects your automatic yes, your heart will pound. Your hands might shake. The old habit of pleasing will beg you to take it back, but you won't. And when they realize you mean it, the sky doesn't fall. The world keeps turning, but now on your terms. Some people in your life won't like this. They've grown used to the compliant, ever-agreeable you. They will accuse you of being selfish or call you unrecognizable. They're right. You are not the person they knew. You've changed. You've awakened. Their part in your story is over. Because any bond that demands you to shrink, to lie, to sacrifice your dignity, is not a bond worth keeping. Those who truly matter won't leave. In fact, they'll respect you more. They might not say it outright, but they will notice a new gravity in you. When you speak your mind calmly and truthfully, people sense they're dealing with someone who respects themselves. And that makes them think twice before disrespecting you. And you will notice something else. You're attracting new people, better people into your life. People who value honesty, strength, and individuality. Like a flame drawing others with its light, your authenticity will bring you the right people closer and repel the ones who only fed on your weakness. But above all, the greatest gift is how you feel about yourself. For the first time, you can meet your own eyes in the mirror without shame. Every time you honor your true feelings, you build self-respect. That hole in your chest, the one you used to fill with others' approval, begins to fill with your own solid sense of worth. Here is the paradox. The less you care about earning respect, the more of it you will naturally have. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, without begging for validation, people respond. Even those who disagree with you will secretly admire the integrity it takes to stand alone. By shedding the people-pleaser persona and embracing all that you are, light and dark. You have embarked on what Jung called the process of individuation. It's the journey of becoming whole, a true individual rather than a reflection of others' expectations. No longer a fragmented mask, but a complete human being. It is a hero's journey through the psyche. Like any hero, you face trials, guilt, fear, the temptation to turn back. You slay the false belief that you must be liked by everyone. And from these inner battles, you emerge not perfect, but whole and true. And you understand now. It's better to be whole than to be good in the eyes of others. Good was the role you played. Whole is the truth of who you are. Whole means embracing your imperfections and your strength, instead of mutilating your soul to fit someone else's demand. For years, you told yourself that pleasing others was the same as being a good person. Now you see the lie. You can be good and kind without betraying yourself. In fact, you must be true to yourself to do any genuine good in this world. When you stop lying to yourself, you stop lying to everyone else. Your relationships become fewer but deeper. Instead of transactions of approval, they become exchanges of truth. You no longer say what people want to hear. You say what you mean, with kindness and firmness. And that changes everything. Think of the relief, waking up with nothing to hide, looking in the mirror and recognizing the person you see. No more disguises, no more rehearsing your lines to keep everyone happy. Just you, living freely in your own skin. This is freedom, walking through life unchained by the need to please. You give generously when you want, not out of fear. You love others genuinely, but you also honor yourself, because you understand that respect given to an illusion is meaningless, and only truth can build real love. You might still wonder if you can really do this. You can. Not without effort and not without courage, but you can. Every day will give you a choice, to fall back into old habits or to stand tall in your new truth. Choose the truth, even if your voice shakes. The door is open now. You've seen what's behind the mask. You can either pretend you never saw it and crawl back into the familiar cage of lies, or you can walk forward into the unknown, into the daylight of honesty. The choice is yours. Yes, some will shake their heads. Some will call you selfish or arrogant when you stop catering to their whims. Let them. That noise doesn't matter. What matters is that you will be living without regret, without that constant ache of self-betrayal. The pain of growth will become your strength, and it's far better than the pain of staying broken. So if you truly want respect from others and from yourself, stop being a people pleaser. No more excuses, no more half-truths. Stand up and show the world, and show yourself, who you really are. You might lose a few people by doing this. That's fine. Those who leave were never truly for you. They were for what you did for them. What remains, or what arrives in their place, will be grounded in respect and truth. And that is worth everything. If you've listened this far, something in you is already changing. Many people will never even get to this point. They'll cling to their comfortable illusions, but not you. You are done living on your knees. You are ready to stand up and face reality, no matter how much it hurts. And know this, you are not alone. Others out there have broken the same chains, faced the same fears, and come out on the other side, alive and whole. By choosing to wake up from your people-pleasing trance, you join those rare few who live with their eyes open. All it takes is one moment of radical honesty. Maybe that moment is now. The moment you decide you've had enough. The moment you decide to reclaim your dignity and your life from everyone who never truly valued you. Look at yourself standing here now, without the mask. Your shadow beside you, your integrity burning bright. This is the threshold of your new life. All the lies are behind you, and the truth lies ahead. You have stepped out of the old skin of pleasing and into the raw reality of being. The mask is shattered at your feet. The silent doormat you once were is gone. You stand unafraid in the light of day, scars and all, with your heart in your hands. And you feel something rising within, self-respect, solid and unshakable. In this clarity, you understand that respect was never something to bargain for. It blossoms naturally around those who respect themselves. You carry a quiet power now. You are no longer performing for applause. You are simply living in your own truth, and that is enough. This journey from pleasing to personhood has not been easy, but it has been worth it. You traded the false security of being liked for the genuine security of self-respect. You gave up the cheap approval of the crowd for the priceless reward of inner peace. This is the beginning of a life on your terms. You have broken the pattern of self-betrayal. You have looked your shadow in the eye and invited it home. This is the moment you stop lying to yourself, and the moment you truly begin to live. Before closing, leave one sentence in the comments. Not a reaction, not a slogan. One brutally honest sentence that marks the moment you stopped lying to yourself.